Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Tips. I'm Marin Smith, Director of Communications and Brand here at Grow Schools, and we're here Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, talking about all the things keeping school leaders up at night. And today I have Byron with me. Hi, Byron. Thanks for being here.
Hi, I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, Byron's on our enrollment marketing team, and we're here to talk about storytelling and school marketing. So I'm really curious what you have to share with us. I know you have some real world experience. And you know, I loved the idea for this conversation, the idea that pretty graphics and nice websites aren't really enough anymore. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty of storytelling and what this looks like in practice. So my first question for you is let's start with the basics. What's the difference between branding and storytelling? Let's define our terms a little bit. And why does storytelling matter more for school marketing, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's a really important question to start out with because I think a lot of people are familiar with most components of branding. So branding would be sort of your mission, your logo, your colors, and maybe some icons that you consistently use throughout a website or marketing or anything like that. And so what that kind of does is it establishes a tone, right? Like it gives you a place to start so that people can recognize you off the bat. That's the goal. If you think of any of your favorite stores or companies, you can see usually right away, oh yeah, that's their advertisement. But storytelling kind of then takes those elements and they're able to sort of give it a life, give it emotion. So where that can live is about us pages that give us a little bit more detail about who you are. Or in your social media, it lives in the way that you present your stories or you present your consistent carousel of photos. But it's a way to take what defines you and make it come to life. So when you look at it in both of those directions, you start to realize that they kind of play together. But a lot of our families, specifically our families who want to attend schools, they want to know what life is like. They want to know beyond, okay, they've got it together. They've got a gorgeous website with colors that pop and a logo that's cute, and I'll wear it on my t-shirts, on my swag. But what do they do? Like, what does it feel like to be in that community? And that's sort of the job, I think, when we're trying to portray our stories through marketing, is to tell who we are in very specific anecdotes. And you can do that in a variety of ways. And I think it's really important to remember that both are always going to work together and entwine together very well. But the focus that families are really looking for is who are these people and how are they going to work with my child?
Yeah. I love that. And I think if you think about your own experiences looking at websites, like where are the humans? Like, are there humans?
The first thing I like to go to are not just the fact page. If I'm even at a company I'm shopping through or I'm interested in, I'm going to those bios of people. I'm going to look at who works there, who started this, why was it started? Because I'm a writer, so I'm passionate about the why. And I think families are also curious about that, right? Like, why should I bring my kid there? What do you offer that the school next door doesn't?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that segues nicely to my next question, because now it's really easy to make polished graphics, right? We have AI tools, we have things like Canva that is really fun to, make, super branded looking assets for things like social media. You can drag your logo in there and have, all of your colors and everything. And that's super fun. So, but beyond that, the pretty websites and the social media graphics, what's missing when schools feel like parents aren't engaging in that situation?
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm excited for one, that the design elements are accessible now to people who maybe don't have a design background or aren't, they're not maybe privy to what it looks like to be sure you're using the appropriate colors to make sure they align to your branding and stuff. That makes me happy is people in schools are so busy and sometimes they're doing 85 roles. So, applauding people who are learning that new skill and trying to elevate it, right? I think what people are looking for, what families are looking for, is not just perfection in promotion. I think they're looking for authenticity. And what that looks like is, I wouldn't say messy. You don't want to be messy, but you want to show that they're able to explore what a school is offering that isn't just trying to sell them something. I know that some of the most successful advertising campaigns for anything usually goes a little deeper in the heartstrings or the why. I keep saying the why because I think when you're trying to get people interested in your school, there's so much competition. Let's be real. There's just so many people out there who are looking, but also they want to know what's going to draw them to that space. And so I think knowing your why and expressing the why in your elements, your website, your marketing, a lot of people are always concerned about something looking super polished and professional as if it was you just plowed a ton of money into it, and that's great. But if it feels cold, and humans can feel that, we don't need to be told that there's something off. We could just go, oh, these photos are too perfect. Every photo is looks like a stock photo. It might not be, but candidates are wonderful. Having your voice be a little playful if it can be, or using your voice in a different way in your text and your marketing materials that let people know what you sound like is a really powerful way. So perfection it's cute on paper, but I don't know. We want heart. It's a school, and schools need heart, and I think that's what people are looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about stock photos while you were talking, so I'm glad you mentioned that. I mean, stock photos can be great when you're just starting out and you don't have a whole lot of photos, but trying to find stock photos that don't look like stock photos is a real challenge. And that brings me to the idea of social media, which I think that's a perfect example or perfect space of what you're talking about, where, a lot of people carry a phone in their pocket that has a camera, that can take video, that can take pictures. And is that good enough for social media? It sounds like you're saying yes. Like, don't worry if you don't have a professional photographer. And beyond that, how can that storytelling kind of work in that space of social media?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because something I would think about often is people say to me, even in my former schools, like, we don't have professional photos. Like, let's hold off on that. I think it does. It actually kind of freezes people sometimes because they feel like the quality of the photos are really important. And I think what's more important is how you capture it. Yes, with access to photos or to cameras on our phones, there are just so many opportunities to get real life moments if you can. I know there's some boundaries and things like that, but I think there's just something more authentic when you're looking through, when you're scrolling through someone's profile of a school and you see that there's these fun candidates of, kids doing something in the cafeteria together, and it's not perfectly blasted with all the filters and things like that. That makes it feel like a scrapbook. It makes it feel like you're paging through somebody's memory book or a yearbook. I know through many experiences of yearbooks in my past and at schools that I worked at that, not every photo was perfection. And some of the ones that weren't were the best because they were the realistic moments. So I think social media can kind of have that balance. I know as someone who is a scroller myself, if I see someone's profile that looks flawless, I start to ask questions. Like, I start to say, who are they paying, or what are they focusing on really to tell their story? And I find that the more the raw, authentic pictures are, the more people are like, this is holistic. This is real. Like, these people, you could tell, are really in the moment.
Right. Or even like that feeling that you're talking about can make me be like, is this thing expensive? Yeah. Which is not the vibe that charter schools want to give off at all.
Are they pumping their money in photography? I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So having more of that community feel and making a family feel like they could be a part of that community seems like the theme.
It's more approachable for more, right? When you see that not everything is polished, it makes everyone feel like, okay,
I can hang out here.
I can be here. Yeah.
It's not too cool for me.
Yeah.
That's great. So what I'm hearing is, the storytelling isn't a nice to have. It's how families really are going to connect with your school. And the polished logo, yes. Website, yes. All those things, yes. But it might not be sort of the tipping point that makes someone choose you at the end of the day. It's really what it feels like to be a part of the community. So I just think these are really great tips. And again, you have such real world experience to offer. I just want to remind everyone that we're here every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. And if you want more enrollment marketing and possibly even more tips from Byron, you can head over to our website at growschools.com and get more of those. I think these are super good takeaways that, schools can really implement right away. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Very
All right.
cool.
Well, thanks for being here. We'll be inviting you back, definitely. Lots more to discuss. And thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.